Welcome to the Collage Center. Today I'm going to introduce you to materials available in this center and explain to you how to clean up. Collage is the art of creating a work by cutting or tearing paper, rearranging, and possibly layering the papers to create a new artwork. To work in this center, you will need a level 2 paper that will be found on the paper counter. Level 2 paper will be your background. This paper is not to be cut up into smaller pieces or smaller shapes. You will be taking the images and scrap paper that you cut up for collage and gluing it to this background level 2 paper. In the center, there is a box of scrap paper. I always have tons of scrap, so if you do not find a color that you need, please just ask and I'm certain I can find a small piece for you. This is the paper that you may cut or tear into smaller pieces or shapes as you design your collage. There is a box of magazines that you may also cut out images from to incorporate into your collage. And then some basic tools such as scissors, glue sticks, and hole punchers. Throughout the school year, I may add some additional supplies to this center, such as tape or a stapler, but this should be sufficient to get us started. I'd also like to bring your attention to some posters on the cabinets here, on the cabinets here. So the first one explains some different ways that you might try to create shapes or lines and how you might layer them to create a design. So there are examples of tearing, cutting, punching out holes, drawing on top of your paper, as well as overlapping shapes. You might decide that you want to add embellishments to your collage as it gets closer to completion. The items on this poster are available with teacher permission. Make sure that you have a plan for the number that you need and are ready to explain that to the teacher to access these supplies. At that time, I will also provide you with the appropriate glue, which will most likely be glue bottle, for you to include these items into your collage. One last poster that I will discuss in a separate video, but would at least like to mention is in the room today, is a 3D paper sculpture. You can use some of the scraps in the Collage Center, and by folding, bending, twisting, curling, and even creating tabs, you can create some three-dimensional effects in your collages. As I said, we'll discuss this more in a future center when we start venturing out into recycled art and sculptures. At cleanup time, you are responsible for putting usable scraps back into the scrap paper box. The general rule is that you will use your little finger as a measuring tool. If you come across pieces, such as these, that are either thinner than your little finger or shorter than your little finger, these will go into the recycle bin in our classroom. They are too small or too skinny and are unlikely to be used by students in future classes. Anything that is longer than your pinky finger or wider than your pinky finger needs to find its home in this box again so that it can be used by other classes. Magazines need to be neatly stacked back into this box. Scissors and hole punchers are returned to this box, and all glue sticks must have a cap on it at the conclusion of class. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy using the Collage Center today.